The foundation of every great success story is a mindset, not just any mindset, but one that refuses to see limitations, that turns obstacles into opportunities, and that seeks progress even when failure looms large. Your mindset is the single most important element that will determine whether you rise or fall. It dictates how you respond to challenges, how you shape your actions, and how you perceive the world around you. Think about Thomas Edison, a man who failed thousands of times before he created the light bulb. He wasn't just trying to invent something, he was trying to change the world. Every setback was a lesson. Every failure was a step forward. Edison didn't see his experiments as failures. No, he saw them as discoveries of ways that didn't work, but still added value to the path he was carving. His mindset, his unwavering belief that the impossible could be achieved, was the key to his relentless pursuit of greatness. It's why he kept going, even when every voice around him screamed, "Give up." What Edison understood, what all great achievers understand, is that success begins in the mind. It is a series of decisions, choices, and beliefs that happen long before the physical actions take place. Think about your own life for a moment. When you believe in your potential, when you have unwavering faith in your ability to accomplish your goals, that belief shifts everything. It alters the way you think, the way you act, and the way you react to circumstances. Too many people are stuck in a cycle of negativity because they see challenges as roadblocks. But what if you saw them as opportunities instead? What if you viewed setbacks as the very soil from which growth emerges? The most successful people in history, from Steve Jobs to Nelson Mandela, have faced unimaginable obstacles, yet they used those challenges as fuel for their own transformation. Every great mind, every world-changing leader, every unstoppable force of nature has at some point had to shift their mindset in order to break free from mediocrity and step into greatness. But it's not just about having a positive mindset. It's about having a mindset that is prepared for battle, that's ready to go the distance. It's about resilience, grit, and the ability to keep going when the path gets tough. When things get hard, when the weight of the world seems too heavy to carry, it's your mindset that will keep you moving. A champion's mindset isn't one that believes success is easy or that victory comes without struggle. No, it's a mindset that thrives on challenge, that knows pain is a part of the process, and that understands the only way out is through. Take Elon Musk, for example. His journey to success was not a linear one. There were plenty of times when SpaceX and Tesla were on the brink of collapse. Yet, Musk never doubted his vision. When the naysayers claimed that electric cars would never work, or that space travel was too expensive and impractical, Musk doubled down on his belief in the possible. His mindset wasn't defined by the circumstances he found himself in, but by the goal he had set before him. And because of that mindset, the world witnessed the birth of groundbreaking technologies and the reshaping of entire industries. Your mindset is the lens through which you view everything. It is the most powerful tool you will ever possess. It will make or break you. It will shape your actions and determine your outcomes. So, the question you must ask yourself is this: what are you thinking about right now? What thoughts are you entertaining? Are they thoughts of possibility, hope, and ambition? Or are they thoughts of doubt, fear, and inadequacy? Your mindset is your greatest asset. When you change the way you think, you change the way you act. And when you change the way you act, you change the results you get. Your mind is a powerful force, capable of shaping your reality, but only if you feed it with the right thoughts, the right beliefs, and the right attitudes. It's time to stop letting fear, doubt, or uncertainty control your mind. Take back that control. Begin to shape your thoughts around your dreams, your purpose, and your potential. When you master your mind, you master your life. You can't expect to win in the outer world if you aren't winning in your inner world. Your mindset is the lens through which you view everything, and it's the most powerful tool you'll ever own. Every success, every victory, every achievement begins here, in the mind. What you think becomes who you are. You create your reality. When you shift your mindset to one of possibility, everything begins to change. You'll notice things around you that were once invisible. New opportunities will present themselves, and you'll have the courage and clarity to seize them. In this world, opportunity never knocks twice. It's always there, but it's easy to miss when you're focused on all the things that are going wrong. Change your focus. Change your mindset. The world is full of possibilities if you're willing to see them. And make no mistake, it won't be easy. That's the reality. But easy never changes the world. The hardest roads lead to the highest peaks. And the only way to navigate that road is with the belief that you will reach the top, no matter the obstacles that come your way. You must cultivate a mindset of relentless determination and unwavering belief that you can overcome anything in your path. When you decide that your goals are non-negotiable, that's when you begin to see your life change. So, how do you start? How do you begin shifting your mindset? It starts with small, consistent changes. Begin by eliminating negative self-talk. Stop telling yourself that you can't, that you're not good enough, that success is for others but not for you. Start replacing those thoughts with affirmations of power and strength. Every time a doubt crosses your mind, replace it with a vision of what's possible. Every time you feel like giving up, remind yourself why you started. Your mind is like a garden, and the thoughts you plant in it will grow. So plant the seeds of success. Water them daily with belief, and watch them grow into something extraordinary. There is a powerful, undeniable truth in the world. Those who achieve great things know exactly why they are doing it. Without clarity of purpose, all the action in the world is nothing more than motion. It's the difference between running towards something with intent and running in circles, hoping to stumble upon success. What separates the average from the extraordinary isn't just hard work, it's clarity. Clarity in purpose. Think about the titans of history. Henry Ford knew exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to revolutionize the automobile industry and make cars affordable for everyone. He didn't just build a car, he built an empire, because his purpose was crystal clear. His mission wasn't to make a product, it was to make a change, to reshape an entire industry. That clarity gave him the determination to push through when others told him it was impossible. Ford understood that without a definite purpose, you would waste precious energy in directions that won't get you anywhere. The same principle holds true for anyone striving for success. If you don't know exactly what you're trying to accomplish, how can you expect to get there? When your purpose is vague, your actions will be, 2, you'll be scattered, pulling in all directions, and achieving nothing. But when you define your purpose, when you clarify your mission, you make every step deliberate and every action meaningful. Success, real success, is always anchored in purpose. It's what drives you when the world seems against you. It's the internal compass that keeps you on course, even when external forces try to push you off track. Let's look at the story of Walt Disney. He didn't set out to create theme parks or cartoons, he set out to make people dream. His purpose was to inspire and give hope, to bring magic to the world, and despite facing rejection after rejection, financial struggles, and criticism, Disney kept his focus on that one singular purpose. The road was long, and the journey wasn't easy, but his clarity of purpose, his unyielding belief in his vision fueled his persistence and turned dreams into reality. Disney wasn't trying to build a company, he was trying to build a legacy, and in doing so, he changed the world. Purpose is not just about what you want to achieve, but why you want to achieve it. It's the fire that fuels your ambition. It's what keeps you going when the days are long and the nights are sleepless. Every successful person, from the pioneers of the Industrial Revolution to the innovators of the digital age, has had a singular, unwavering purpose that guided them. They knew who they were, what they were about, and most importantly, why they were doing it. Now, the question is, do you know why you're here? Do you have a purpose that gives you direction and meaning? This is the critical step in your journey to self-mastery. Without clarity, you'll always be reacting to life, never fully in control. With clarity, you become unstoppable. You will attract the right opportunities, the right people, and the right resources because your purpose acts as a magnetic force that draws everything you need to you. Your purpose should be as clear as a lighthouse guiding a ship through a storm. It doesn't have to be complicated, but it must be specific. If you don't have a clear goal in mind, then every choice you make will be a guess. And without the power of purpose, even the best decisions won't lead to the destination you desire. This clarity doesn't come from sitting in a room and waiting for the perfect idea to strike you. It comes from deep self-reflection, from asking yourself the hard questions about who you are and what you want to contribute to this world. It comes from knowing what you stand for, what drives you, and what legacy you want to leave behind. It's about getting to the core of your being and uncovering what really matters to you. Once you've found that clarity, hold on to it with everything you've got. Refine it, nourish it, and let it guide you. Review it daily. Let it become your North Star, helping you navigate through the challenges and distractions that life throws your way. Remember, success is not the result of luck, but of knowing exactly what you want and relentlessly working toward it. So, if you don't have clarity yet, don't panic. Take the time to discover it. Ask yourself the tough questions. What do you want to create in this world? What will your legacy be? What drives you? Find that and you'll have the power to shape your reality. You'll no longer be at the mercy of chance or circumstance. You'll be the architect of your own future. The power of purpose is not just in the end result, but in the journey it inspires. It makes every day a step closer to something meaningful. It makes every obstacle a challenge to rise above. It keeps you focused when the world tries to distract you. So, define your purpose. Know what you're about and let that clarity be the foundation of your unstoppable success. There's an ancient truth, simple but profound. Success is not built in a single moment of brilliance. It is built day by day, brick by brick, through discipline and consistency. The greatest achievements in history, the monumental successes that have stood the test of time, didn't happen because of one bold move. They happened because the people who created them understood that it's the small, consistent actions that compound over time into greatness. Look at the story of Michael Jordan. His talent was undeniable, but what set him apart from the rest of the league was his relentless discipline. He would practice longer, work harder, and refine his skills to a degree that others simply didn't. It was his dedication to the process, the daily commitment to being better today than he was yesterday, that made him not just a great player, but one of the greatest athletes to ever live. While others relied on their raw talent, Jordan relied on something deeper, his unyielding discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. It's the daily decisions, the small actions, and the commitment to doing what needs to be done, even when the excitement fades, even when the rewards seem far off. Discipline means showing up when you don't feel like it. It means pushing through the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. It means doing the work day in, day out, even when no one is watching, even when there's no immediate payoff. Because true discipline is about making progress regardless of how you feel. It's about consistency, and consistency is what transforms potential into tangible results. We often look at success stories and think that these individuals had something we don't: talent, luck, a big break. But the truth is, their secret weapon wasn't that they were born with an advantage. It was that they showed up, day after day, with relentless discipline and unwavering commitment. Take Warren Buffett, for example. His path to success didn't come from speculative risk-taking or overnight fortune. It came from consistent, disciplined decision-making. He didn't build his wealth by chasing the latest trend or trying to find the quickest way to get rich. He built his empire by sticking to his strategy, by consistently making smart, measured investments over decades. The world is full of people who start with passion but falter along the way because they don't understand the true power of discipline. The key to success is not just the will to start, but the will to persist. It's the ability to keep showing up when you don't feel like it, to keep working toward your vision when the results don't come immediately, and to keep moving forward even when the journey feels long and the finish line is out of sight. Consistency builds momentum, and once momentum is on your side, everything changes. But it's not just any kind of momentum. It's momentum driven by focused, consistent effort. It's a quiet power that doesn't shout, doesn't demand attention. It's steady, it's methodical, but it's unstoppable. And that's the secret to long-term success. It's not flashy, it's not glamorous, but it works every single time. There's a saying that success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Think about your own life. What small efforts have you been neglecting? What habits or routines could you build that would change the trajectory of your future? If you want to build wealth, create impact, or achieve any significant goal, the path to that goal is paved with small, disciplined steps. It's the books you read, the hours you dedicate, the sacrifices you make when no one is watching. It's about getting 1% better every single day. And over time, those 1% improvements add up to something extraordinary. Consider the story of Wilma Rudolph. Born into poverty and suffering from polio as a child, she faced a lifetime of challenges. Yet, she developed the discipline to practice relentlessly. Day after day, she put in the work. And it was that consistent, disciplined effort that turned her into the fastest woman in the world, winning 3 Olympic gold medals. It wasn't an act of genius or a moment of magic that made her a champion. It was the quiet, unglamorous work done in the solitude of practice. Discipline is the backbone of your journey. It's the structure that holds everything together, the force that drives progress even when motivation fades. And the beauty of discipline is that it compounds. Each day you show up, each day you make the right choice. You're creating the conditions for your success to grow, and soon, those small steps will become giant strides. But here's the truth. Discipline doesn't come easily. It's a muscle that must be trained. It's a habit that needs to be formed. And in the beginning, it's going to be tough. There will be days when you don't want to work. There will be times when you'll question if the effort is even worth it. But those are the moments when discipline is most important. It's when the world tells you to quit, when your own mind tells you to take a break. That discipline separates the successful from the average. It's when you push through those barriers, when you decide to show up despite the doubts, that you begin to make progress. So, ask yourself, what can I do today, right now, that will bring me one step closer to my goal? What discipline can I begin to build into my life that will lead to the results I desire? It doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. Just start small and build the momentum. Success is the sum of small, disciplined actions over time. When you show up every day, when you refuse to quit, that's when you begin to unlock the power of discipline. The journey to self-mastery is not about short bursts of energy or flashes of inspiration. It's about the quiet strength that comes from committing to your goals, even when it feels like no one is watching. It's about the persistence that refuses to let go, even when the results aren't immediate. Discipline is your key to progress, and with it, you will become unstoppable. In every life, in every journey, there will come moments when things don't go as planned. The road will get rocky, the skies will darken, the winds will change, and the storm will howl. This is the nature of life. Nothing is guaranteed, and the path to success is never linear. But here's the secret that all the world's great achievers understand. True success doesn't come from avoiding adversity, but from mastering how to adapt to it and bounce back stronger. Resilience is not just about enduring hardship, it's about growing through it. Every challenge you face, every setback, and every failure contains the seed of an opportunity. But you can only see that opportunity when you possess the resilience to move forward and the adaptability to pivot when necessary. In the face of difficulty, those who succeed are not the ones who push forward with blind persistence, but those who have the mental flexibility to adjust their approach, keep their vision intact, and remain committed to their goals despite the obstacles. Take the story of Steve Jobs. The iconic co-founder of Apple didn't just have a vision for a company, he had a vision for changing the world, a vision that would face setbacks, failures, and even outright rejection. In 1985, Jobs was ousted from Apple, the very company he founded. Most people would have been crushed by such a loss. Many would have walked away, accepting defeat. But not Jobs. He didn't let failure define him. Instead, he adapted. He went on to create Next, a new computer company, and acquired Pixar, eventually leading it to produce some of the world's most beloved films. When he returned to Apple in 1997, the company was on the brink of collapse. Yet, through his resilience and innovative thinking, he transformed it into the global powerhouse it is today. Jobs understood that failure isn't fatal. It's an opportunity to reinvent, reimagine, and evolve. When things don't go your way, when the winds blow against you, your first response should never be to quit. It should be to adapt. Resilience is about bouncing back, not from a place of fear or frustration, but from a place of power. The power to take what life has handed you and turn it into something that works for you. Resilience requires perspective. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeing obstacles as permanent walls, but true resilience comes from realizing that setbacks are temporary. They're part of the process. It's not about whether you fall down. It's about whether you rise back up. Every time you get knocked down, you have the choice to stay down or to rise. And when you choose to rise, you emerge stronger, more determined, and more equipped to face the next challenge. Think of the Wright brothers, two bicycle mechanics with no formal education in aeronautical engineering. They faced ridicule, skepticism, and failure. In fact, their first flights were less than spectacular, often only lasting a few seconds. But instead of quitting, instead of letting their setbacks define them, they adapted. They studied, learned from their mistakes, and continued refining their designs. Their resilience turned their vision of human flight into a reality that changed the course of history. You too must learn the art of resilience. It's not something that's inherited or given. It's a muscle that must be built over time. It requires you to see failure differently. It requires you to understand that failure is not an end, but simply a part of the journey. Every successful person, from Lincoln to Edison to Oprah Winfrey, has faced personal and professional disasters. But it was their ability to pick themselves back up, to learn from the adversity, and to keep going that led to their success. Adaptability is equally crucial. The world is constantly changing, and what worked yesterday might not work today. If you're not willing to adapt, if you're not willing to change your approach when necessary, you will be left behind. Adaptability means being flexible, open-minded, and willing to adjust your methods when they no longer serve you. The key to thriving in uncertainty is learning how to pivot, how to alter your strategy while keeping your goal firmly in sight. Take Netflix, for instance. The company originally started as a DVD rental service, but when the market shifted, when streaming technology became the future, Netflix didn't fight the change. Instead, they adapted. They saw the opportunity in the disruption and embraced it. Today, Netflix isn't just a streaming service, it's a global entertainment powerhouse. Producing original content and redefining how we watch television, the company's success was not due to sticking to a single idea, but rather its ability to pivot, to adapt to changing circumstances, and to constantly evolve with the market. So, what about you? How do you respond when life doesn't go according to plan? When you encounter setbacks, do you allow them to derail you, or do you find the strength to adapt? to shift your mindset and your strategy, and to move forward with renewed clarity. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop. It's the decision to get back up after every fall. It's the willingness to learn, grow, and persist in the face of adversity. It's the ability to keep pushing forward even when the path is unclear, trusting that each step brings you closer to the goal. In the end, life is not about avoiding adversity. It's about mastering it. It's about thriving in the uncertainty, using setbacks as opportunities to strengthen your resolve, and finding the courage to adapt when the world shifts beneath your feet. The more you embrace this mindset, the more unstoppable you will become. Resilience and adaptability will not just help you survive the challenges you face, they will help you thrive in a world that is constantly changing. So, when life tests you, remember this: you are not defined by the setbacks you face, but by how you rise after them. You are not defined by the obstacles in your path, but by the strength and flexibility with which you overcome them. You have the power to adapt, to learn, and to come back stronger. The true test of your success is not how you respond when everything is going well, but how you respond when the storm hits.